Yep, after.
Yeah, it's London Open TV here with Dr. Aboo from Galaxy FM, and I want to bring you this interview because Dr. Aboo's been on the ground for many of years. Galaxy FM's been, I think it's over 30 years now.
Yeah, man.
Over 30 years, been campaigning for stuff in our community, been pushing for reparations and other stuff, you know. So yes, Dr. Aboo, so who are you in this community? Like, and what have you been doing all these years? Like, as in Galaxy FM and stuff.
Well, give thanks, H. Give thanks to sit with I, talking about the issue that affect us.
Yes.
You understand? Who am I? I'm your brother. I'm your father. I'm your uncle. We're family. And it take a village. As they say, it take a village to raise a child, and I'm a part of the village. That's who I am and where I am.
Okay. Okay, so I'm sure you're familiar with the situation that's going on right now with Chris Kaba, and I think it's important for the elders to share their journey in what they went through with police brutality and how they dealt with it, because we're still having the same situations occur, and young people will say, "Oh, the elders never done nothing," and all of that. So, what's the difference between now how we deal with the situation and then?
Now and then. Mobilization is not organization. And you can mobilize people, but to organize them, to make them. You see what happened with Chris?
Yes.
You have to go back to all like Roland Adams and all of the, and go way back and realize that this is systematic. It's not, and if we don't organize ourselves, you're going to have another Chris tomorrow and another Chris the next day. You understand? We got to, we can't just become reactionaries. You find that a lot of people will make a career from Chris situation. So as others, many make career from Stephen Lawrence that we can
That's
name
facts.
them. You understand? And we have to come out of that. I'm not here because I'm looking a job. I'm here because I care.
Exactly.
About the situation, and I see over the years what we go through as a people. If we did organize ourselves, what I'm saying, that experience is totally different from certification.
What do you mean by that?
A lot of people go to university and come back, but they have no experience.
Facts. Yeah.
And they're in big position in the community, so they help to mess up the things because they look down on those who have the experience.
So they put qualifications over experience.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to look and say, who certify you? You understand? I certify myself by the work that I do. You understand? You or others may go away for how many years in university. You never really do one volunteer work in all your life amongst the young people. You understand what I'm saying? I was young myself. So, when a young person approached me, I have to say, what was I doing at that age? So I go back to that energy, that spirit of that time to see that what he's going through. You understand, And if we're not, because it's not a old generation thing or a young generation, it's a now generation.
I actually remember you saying that, and that stuck in my head over the years when people say, "Oh, that generation and this generation." If from your life, you're part of
course,
the now generation.
Of course, it's now generation, my brother.
Yeah.
You understand? And we must not try to look and see what we can get. We must always look and see what we can do. Because by doing it, it helps us to build good characters.
Yeah.
And this is what we lack as a people. We lack courage.
Yeah.
And what fuel courage is truth. You understand, I can say it, and I can say it strongly, my brother. You understand that I, Abu Ratata, I'm recovering from white privilege addiction.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, every test I do in life is to please European. You understand?
One way or the other.
One way or the other, whether I'm in the Caribbean, Africa, or here or in America, it's set out in that way. You know? So being with you, working towards my community is passing my test. You know, so it's showing that, you know, yeah, there's a purpose that I come into this world to do.
Yeah.
You know, I may come to open the door. I may not get through the door. But I'm opening the door for others.
Yeah.
You understand? And this is what we have to come out of the illusion, my brother. We got to come out of that. Deal with what we know instead of what somebody tell me. You know, I do what I do because of that pioneer generation. You know, my parents was part of that pioneer generation. They call the Wind Rush generation.
Okay.
Yeah, and when they come here, they were young people. So I always have aspiration for young people. You understand? Because it's that energy why I'm still here. You understand? And the only change we can make in life is through young people. Because young people is change. But a lot of adults out there, maybe because of their messed up education, they even become jealous of young people. You understand? Because they become like now a shelf life.
Yeah.
You understand? While this future is coming. But before they to really help to grow that future, raise that future. You understand? You know, them have a problem. Serious problem. Because when I hear people said, oh, young people, I said, but they just come the other day. How can you blame people that just come the other day? And most of the I wouldn't even use the word negative. Most of the non-progressive things that young people get involved with, there's adult behind it. There's a Fagan element that. You understand? So I could never sit here and blame young people for nothing. You understand? You know? Nothing at all I can blame young people for. You know? More than their own responsibility. You understand?
I agree, because say like I used to be a person that used to say, oh, these young rappers are this and that. Then I had to realize, hold on, who's giving them a platform and who's putting the money in their pockets? That's who we need to go for, not the direct artists.
That's it.
Because they're being fueled by the machine.
That's it.
They're being paid for our demise, and they don't know it. They're just seeing it as like, I know some young people, they're getting like 25 grand for this one single, talking about kill man. But if they don't talk that kill man,
they won't get it.
The label's not interested.
Aye.
You see what I'm saying? But the white youths coming through now, they don't have to have that persona of a bad man or killing someone. That's where I noticed the difference, because now there's a couple white youths coming through. I'm like, hold on, he's not talking all of that what our young black brothers have to talk. And if a young black brother comes through talking, if he's not talking aggressive and violence, none of the other rappers will respect him and want to feature with him anyway. So it's like it's a trap that us elders should be getting onto the platforms that that pay these people and the labels, not directly the artists. If you see what I'm saying.
Just what you're saying is true. You know, it's from your older position of authority, you have a duty. You know, look at the amount of black people, African people in certain positions. Have you ever seen any one of them resign because of what happened to us as a people? You name me one that resigned. You say, well, I'm fed up with what you're doing to him these years. Not one. You understand? So no, we have to be honest.
No, that's real. That's real.
We have to be honest.
Yeah.
Considering, as I said, you know, I build on the legacy of that Wind Rush generation. Can you see that Wind Rush generation? They come with unity. You understand? When there was none. Today you have parents from Barbados and Jamaica. Father, maybe Jamaican, mother is Barbados.
Yeah.
In St. Lucia, father, mother Barbados. Unity. of the situation where they come and find themselves in. When you talk about finance, they set up their partner, Suso. You understand, to deal with that. We don't talk about communication. There were communication back to the Caribbean and all of them things there. That's why I'm here. You know, I born here. My parents sent me back when I was 6 weeks old.
Okay.
I grew up in so I see the two sides of them. I see the giving and I see the receiving. You know, without these people, the whole Caribbean would be bankrupt, blood.
Yeah.
You know, and when you talk about peacekeepers, if our parents did write back to us in the Caribbean and tell us what white people is doing to them here, not one white people could walk on the beach in Jamaica and these Caribbean islands. So today those islands would be a failed state, and those people hold the peace. You know.
I get what you're saying, because if we was reporting back to Jamaica of the white people are doing,
Yeah.
like they would have attacked the tourists over there, so white people wouldn't be able to come to Jamaica.
And it will be more dangerous, so they keep the peace. This is what I'm trying to show you. Are people who come and see young people, you know. This is young people making decisions, you know. This is not, we see them old today, but consider in the 40s and 50s, they were young people in their teens, you know, and they hold that to build that to where we are today. So if we were building on that legacy, we'd be better off, but we're bringing foreign bodies, things that we don't know. You know, they want us to come to build on the legacy of Abraham. I don't know Abraham. Abraham never paid my fare come here. If somebody tell me about Abraham, I don't know the fellow. You understand, you know? I have to act on what I know. And I know these wonderful pioneer generation that come and help the NHS, land and transport, the underground, and we can name so many institutions that without them, we would not be here today.
Facts.
So the problem is not the youth. The problem is my peer group. You understand? Children of the Windrush people who turned their back on that legacy. You know? They never even, some of them is now working in as bank managers and things. Why didn't they set up something to say, well, for the social and the partner, you know, dedicated to our parents, because it's this money they put together that I could go to university and all of these things. What I'm saying, my brother, is 3 things that we have to stop doing. Comply, complain, and compromise. You know, I cannot give up my purpose for a position. And that is what happening to us as a people. You know, today you hear, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm not into that, blood. I'm into collective wealth. I'm not into personal wealth.
That is, see what you just said there. I keep on saying this entrepreneur spirit has kind of had a negative effect on our community, because it's creating individuals. I've seen it in my family. Like people are like, oh, if you're not on what I'm on, or stay away, stay clear away from me. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm on my thing. Like it's kind of destroyed. Instead of group economics, what the Asians deal with, we're dealing with entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
they're dealing with group economics. We're doing individualism. You know what I mean? Not
reward. It's a rewarding, and one will sell you. One will sell you because he wants his personal accountability to get fat. You know, this all personal. You see, if I want give you a personal savior, a personal trainer, and a personal loan, your mind is away from collectivity, blood.
Yeah.
You know, if we move towards collective wealth, you will see how we have collective health.
Yeah, very all together, like group economics will build. Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah. We wouldn't have to go find our brothers and sisters dead in the apartment here in London.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to go find certain things. Look on these in things that's going on, this pandemic that we've been through. If we properly organize, it wouldn't affect us the way it does. You understand? When you organize, you're not reactionaries. You know, because you're taking action, blood. Yeah. You know, so if you're taking action, doing things, nothing can distract you.
No, facts.
So what we have out there is a distraction. You know, see, the people can mobilize, and sometimes the one that mobilizes, you know, is the one that's looking about his CV.
Yeah. Because a lot of, like you said, a lot of people, when these tragic things happen in our community, a lot of people get a career off it.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Even me, I didn't even like talking about it first. I'm thinking, what? More people are following me, more people are getting likes. But the difference is, I've been consistent. From I left Galaxy to now, I've had the same energy. If I listen to my Galaxy shows from 2012, it's consistent. That's
it.
You know what I mean? I've always been talking about the underbelly of our community and what we need to do to rectify it. But like, as a young person, this is what I'm saying, the elders and the youngers need to talk. The bridge is like, say, like the gang culture, like how do you what do you think about that, and how we could deal with that? Because I don't blame our children, but how can us adults deal with that? Because it's getting younger and younger, the murders and the violence, you know what I mean, within our community. So how do you think we could deal with that as the older generation now?
Well, the way I deal with it from a long time, you know, my children, them, from a little bit, I take them on a community rite of passage.
What's that?
A community rite of passage, you introduce them to what in the community. Right down to the drugsman on the corner. You know, I would say, well, this is my youth, and I'm saying my youth, that is so and so and so, and you know, see it, and you have an understanding, you know, and you know what he do, and know what I do. You understand? You introduce him to his local counselor, his local this, his local that. You show him various things. So him have a certain point of reference of what he's walking into. You know, see it. You know, you take them to you can take your child into a kind of personal rite of passage. You know, when he start to know himself. I tell my youth them when them small about my history, what I've been through, what their grandparents been through. You understand? Before I even introduce them to Marcus Garvey or Malcolm X. You know, see it. This is the hypocritical things. You know, if we want to help young people, tell them about the history of the country that they're in, and stop telling them about I have a rotted old dream while they're here facing a friggin' nightmare.
That always gets remixed into the
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you can get funding for that and stick up some of the picture them that they please for. But I would like to put up some of the pictures of those bus boycott people in Bristol. You know, see it. You know, of Claudia Jones, the organizer of the carnival that we are looking on today. Bring them, tell them about the history of the land that they're in. If the young people them know the true history of the land that they're in, they would not want to kill one another.
That's a good point you brought up carnival, because there was a lot of talk about it because someone died at carnival and all of that. What do you think about carnival? What did it start from to what extent to now? Do you think it's got the same meaning and feeling behind it?
No, it doesn't have the same meaning, because the people are looking to get a wages. You understand? I have to give thanks to that sister. There's a sister that was constant doing, and all she need is black support. You understand? But this is because of who pay your wages and certainty will even sell out. Go back to this personal thing. You know, if many was thinking about collective thing, the carnival would be running in that thing. But it's a personal thing that dropped them into that. And it's not the same. Because when carnival start with costume and banner. Today is bikini and bra.
Okay.
Totally different thing.
What does that bit mean, bikini and bra?
You take them into a more, your hormones gone into all different chaos now. You understand, you know?
So it's more like a ritual sort
of. It's a ritual hormonic things where it mess up your hormones. You know, so you become violent, you don't even know. If your hormones is not balanced, you will sex anything. You will even rape.
No, that's facts.
And this is what they bring the carnival into. So I don't call it carnival, I call it a carnal valley.
What does that mean?
Carnal Valley where everything run,
Anything goes.
everything goes. You're bringing your children there, but what you're doing that you're pimping them.
I've never. Yeah, that's real because I've never brought my kids to carnival because I don't know. I get a purge feeling. It weren't like.
No, nothing wrong in bringing your children,
Yeah.
but it's the way how they bring them.
Okay.
And a little child can skin out there and everybody just and don't realize that that child doesn't know nothing about those sexual moves because they copy you. You understand,
Yeah.
They copy you, When we was growing up, we learn our dance from elders. Because there was occasion put out as elders and the young one then can mix. But you show me where these things then is, We set up things where we come in late in the morning, see it, and no children can't come to those things. You see, we have to go back into day's celebration and come out of this night celebration. Night is when you should be with your family.
Because when I was young, because I grew up in the Salmon environment, all dayers was when the elders and the youngers used to come there from 12 to 12.
Of course.
And then they'll say like 8, 9 o'clock, they'll be like, oh, if you have a flat chest, you have to come out the dance now.
Yeah.
All the picnic go, then the last 4 hours is for more adults. But the day I got to be with the elders and see the elders, you understand? But now there's nothing like that because they
separation.
Yeah, they took the power away from our community by bringing it into festivals. When we had, they took all, that was a whole that was a whole financial structure, the rave scene or the party scene. They took that from us so they could pump their agendas in festival. Because at least when I go to all days, some of the elders might be pumping knowledge to me, or I hear 1-2 reggae tunes as well, as much as the dancehall and the rap tunes. But now you're just going to festivals, wireless or whatever, that's just pumping their agenda specifically. Because before BBC and all of them wanted to mess with UK rap or whatever, it was the pirate station that blew it up. But they took all that away now. Now they got all them that's mind-boggling to me.
Because you see, even some of the pirate station doesn't even realize why they might have to form. Because the other mainstream wasn't doing nothing for our community. You understand? So if you forgot that, and then you have a station and all you pump out is this filthy music, then they're gonna come back on you, blood.
Yeah.
It's gonna come back on you.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I'm here doing all of those filth and I send my children to the best of school. And then it will catch them up, lad.
No, 100%.
You understand, What I'm saying, that those days is the days of order. If you do certain thing, your mother would say you're out of order, Nowadays we are telling you, oh, you're positive, you're negative. These are rubbish talk. You understand? We have too many positive people in the community, and positive people do nothing. Positivity means to pose. We need progressive people. If you look at the word positive and progress, it's two different elements.
Okay.
You take positive and negative to bring forth that energy, whether good or bad.
Yeah.
That's what drive that, that positive and negative come together to drive a certain energy. But if your thoughts is not right, then you will come out with a non-progressive energy.
Yeah.
See it, what we do here at Galaxy is not positive, it's progressive. See it. That's why I don't use that word. When I was growing up and I do anything that is bad, my mother said to me, said, boy, you're out of order. And I'm gonna lick your ass back into order.
Yeah.
You understand? Because this is what I'm saying, my brethren. Most of these young people, all of them, they come to this planet with a purpose. But there's nowhere that set up to bring forth that purpose. Everybody want to jam freedom thing in them. You understand? And this is the problem. And before we as a community organize, give thanks to those Saturday school that really doing a lot of work and all of them things to bridge the gap.
Because that's the silent people in the community.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because now you got the influencers and people that's just internet based. They give a homeless person food and they get all the recognition. But there's certain Saturday schools like the one in Stockwell, that my brethren work, that's been running for years.
Africa, Bantu, Nubia, Al-Kabel, and all of these things, you understand what they do? Because nobody want to talk about the progressive things about our young people. Everybody want to talk about the non-progressive things.
That is facts, because like someone was saying the other day that if you stop every black youth, if you stop everyone in Hackney, like 10 children, 9 of them's gonna have something on them. That's rubbish. Most of our children are actually progressive. They're actually studying, they're actually doing things, but it's just the underbelly of our community that gets pushed. Like I can even talk about my son. My son's local MP, he's taekwondo champion, he's head of his class, you know what I mean? Like they don't talk about him. My family don't talk about him, but my family talk about the one that's gone jail or the one that's rapping a crud. You understand? Like they get pushed. Even when I was younger, everyone, because my brother went jail all the time, they'll be like, when they see him, it's not how are you, it's like, how's your brother? How's your brother? But I'm here, I'm living.
And this is what I'm saying. They're not, because you see, the black community, what they do, they run with the headline. Soon as the headline, they run with it, but they don't really read the fine print. You understand what I'm saying? That, you know, you're here because you're consistent of what you're doing. You understand? You're, as I said, you've been to Galaxy, you're not far from Galaxy, you're here.
And that's where I got my apprenticeship media training, was from Galaxy, bro. Like, that's why when I go in debates or I'm on online chats, people think, right, like people have tried to set me up, trip me up, but Galaxy trained, man. Like, I could never take away that training. I'm always be thankful for Galaxy for that year that I was on it. It's only as I get older, I'm like, raw. And it was like I went to college or something.
No, but you said you were with people with experience. You know, although some of us certified, but we don't make that certification become a label.
Yeah, it's calm. I just want to check it.
You understand?
Let me see how long is left recording. Okay, yeah, it's nearly finished. Right on